Hi everyone, my name is Sinji. I'm a Sikh Indian woman teaching yoga today, which is an ancient Hindu practice. Week over week, we've been trying different styles, different ways of movement, and last week we even had a fun little special on animals. For this week, I want to go a little bit deeper into the philosophy of yoga. I know that philosophy and religion can be difficult for some people. All of this you can take with a grain of salt. Whatever sticks with you is great. Whatever doesn't, you don't need to take it. In Hatha yoga, Hatha, Ha, meaning the sun, Ta, meaning the moon, we think about balance. So what I would like us to focus on today is this idea of balance. When we think about this kind of like kitschy term, or this kind of term of esotericism called chakras, we think it's something that we have to go to somebody that can balance them. We have to go out in the world, walk around and say, I need my chakras balanced. The reality is that chakras are actually something that is in itself involuntary. Just like you can't really control when you breathe, like as in you can't hold your breath and suffocate yourself. Your body will naturally react. Just like your intestines and organs function by themselves somewhat subconsciously. Your chakras also exist that way. So when we depict chakras, we depict them as these like big, beautiful, glorious gemstones. What chakras actually are the midpoint between these things called nadi. Nadi are channels. And when we talk about breath, we talk about breath as this term called prana. Remember, we say breathe in prana, breathe in life energy. When we are yogis, we breathe in life and we breathe out life like we're trees. It's like we purify ourselves and we purify the world as we move through our movements. So we talk about this term Ha, Ta, Hatha yoga. There's these nadis, these two streams that are called Pingala, which is like our Ha, our sun energy, or in the terms of Pingala, it's the Shiva, the masculine, and the Ta, or Ida, which is the moon, or the Shakti, feminine. And as they move up your spinal column, they start from the bottom of your spinal column and intersect and weave in and out of themselves, all the way up, Ida on the left nostril, Pingala on the right. They lift and they move, and every one of these intersections where Shiva and Shakti meet is a vortex of energy. It's involuntary. You can't change it, in that it will always be a vortex. It will always move. It's never going to stop. When we have this idea of ourselves being blocked, sometimes we say, I can't send breath all the way down to my root chakra. Something feels like it's blocked here. The reality is that you yourself can find balance through your prana and through your own personal movement to straighten that out. Obviously, not everyone believes in chakra systems. Not everyone believes in energy in itself. Take what you want, but our practice today is around this term that I think all of us can agree on that is important, which is balance. So starting out our practice today, we're going to be laying back in Shavasana and just pretending you're a tree, bringing new air in and sending pure air out. Prana, life energy, inhaling energy, exhaling energy. Laying back, breathing deeply, relaxing completely, letting the hands just hang out, letting the feet flop to the side. we think about maybe this idea of our spinal column, which we call the Sushumna Nadi, as a place that holds this idea of masculine, feminine, sun, and moon. As we breathe in, can we breathe into our spinal column? As we breathe out, can we breathe out from our root all the way through our body? Breathing slowly, breathing quickly, breathing whatever way feels natural for you right now. Noticing why that might feel good. Thinking about this term of balance, can we find balance in our body on the floor? Is one hip craned up too far? Is one foot flopped over more? Is my back curled up? Can I settle into it and open my chest? Can I find this calm balance in my body? Can I keep my forehead nice and smooth, as if this beautiful, unrippled lake of your forehead has the most sereneness to it? Can you be serene? Noticing if your breath has changed since you first laid down. Breathing in and out. Breathing into your spinal column if you think you can do that. Noticing, can you breathe out of each nostril, your Ida and your Pingala, your sun nostril, your moon nostril. Taking the last couple breaths here, sighing if that feels good. Bringing a little bit of life back into the body. Can you fidget with the fingers and the toes, feeling little blue shots of electricity coming back into your form? When you're ready, lifting the feet up to give yourself a hug by holding the shins and rolling side to side if that feels good, or grabbing onto the bottom of the feet into happy baby. Whatever feels nice here. Every day will feel different. We lengthen the right leg. We hold onto the shin of the left, and we lift our head up as if our knee could touch our nose. Maybe it can. Holding here, keeping the core engaged. Release. Straightening up the left leg and bringing the right leg in. We cup on the outside of the shin. Give it a nice little hug. When you're ready, engage the core. Lift the head and the neck and the top of the body. And act as if you can, or even try to touch your nose to your knee. And releasing. Bring the left leg in and the right leg, giving yourself a nice hug here. This is called wind relieving posture. I'm sure you all know why. If you feel like relieving some wind, go ahead. Coming out of this position, we want to get up to seated. You can either lay back in fetal position and push your way up, or simply rock yourself up to a seated position. Either works. So our exercise today is going to continue with this idea of balance. And in this balance, we want to think about this idea of push and pull. Posture is so critical to balance because when we open up ourselves properly and are aligned, we're able to send prana, life energy, to more equal parts of our bodies. So we're moving through this class slowly, and we're going to set ourselves up posturally perfect. That perfect can change for you. If one thing feels really bad, trust your body. So what I'd like you to do is think about this push and pull as every aspect of your posture. So as we sit seated, we push into our sit bones. We pull up our chest and our tummies. We push our shoulders down, pull our neck up, push our chin at a level ground. Taking the arms up to the sky, we push our shoulders down and pull our hands up. See what I'm saying? Taking the left arm down to the ground, we bend over to the side. Lifting up, placing the right hand down this time to rotate the other way. Hands up. Left hand cups the right knee. We do a twist. Gaze can be out to the side or over the shoulder. Arms back up. Cupping the right hand, left knee this time. We twist. Eyes out to the side or over the shoulder. Arms come up. Seeing if you're aligned still. Pushing in the sit bones, lifting the stomach, pushing down the shoulders, lifting the hands. We give ourselves a slight back bend. This might be a little bit tricky. Just try your best. And then we fold forward any amount that feels good. This is a forward fold. This is a forward fold. This is a forward fold. Whatever feels good. Walking the hands back into the body to come out of this posture. Let's do one more round of this. So checking our posture, are we balanced? Pushing and pulling every aspect. So there's an arrow, push, pull, push, pull, push, pull. Get it? Arms up to the sky, left hand plants, right arm comes to the side as we come to a balance. Back up to neutral. Right hand plants, left comes over. How is your breath here? Are you breathing in to your body? Back up to neutral. Left hand cups right knee as we come into our twist. Arms up to neutral. Right hand, left knee, twist. Back up to neutral. We're going to try our little back bend here. And folding forward. Any amount. When we move through yoga, people think that a flow class or something a little bit more seamless, faster paced, is the best yoga because it feels like a workout. But really, staying in postures for longer periods of time and sitting in them, this word asana, this idea of movement, is that we're supposed to sit in each posture in a way of balance, and sometimes moving slowly can achieve that balance. Coming out of this position by walking the hands towards the body. We're going to move slowly through this class, and that's perfect for today. Finding balance is so much about creating strength in your body, creating opening channels, allowing breath to go to places it needs to help you heal. So we're going to come to a bit of a really quick seated meditation. You can meditate about whatever makes you feel today. Or if you'd like to, closing your eyes and giving yourself a body scan. Starting from your crown, the very top of your head, and allowing this flow through your body. Noticing if you breathe in, does that prana energy, that life energy, stop anywhere? Closing the eyes, just finding a point of relaxation. Contemplating this term of opening and balance. Envisioning maybe, if your mind's eye likes to do that, this idea of that crisscrossing DNA-like channel of energy that flows in you. The Shiva and the Shakti, the female and male, the sun, the moon. And as you breathe, noticing if you can send energy all the way down, maybe to your feet, maybe to just below your bum, where they say the root chakra can be. People all say the root's also in your feet. Noticing anything that feels this idea of blocked. Is breath going everywhere it needs to? Is prana, life energy, going everywhere that it needs to? Or as you move through your exercises today, can you try to focus on that section that may feel blocked, and see if the more that you move, can you open those channels for balance? Can you send energy to those vortexes of energy to help them vortex a little bit more? fluttering the eyes open, coming into our seated posture, noticing if our sit bones feel planted in the ground. We lift our arms up into a cactus position. Every inhale, we squeeze our shoulder blades together. Every exhale, our arms swing forward and acts as if you're squishing a block between your hands, and the top of our body curls forward. Inhaling, opening up the chest, shoulder blades squeeze. Exhaling, arms swing forward, and the top of the body curls. Doing one more round of this. Inhaling. And exhaling. Coming to neutral, shaking that out from the shoulders. For those that wish, a seated posture like this is perfection. If you like something a little spicier, coming into cow position, the knees will stack on top of each other and the feet will point out the sides, is another way of doing this. What we're going to be doing is rotating our spine. First, in a clockwise position. For those in cow, this is honestly pretty tight on the hips, so go for whatever feels good. Seeing if, as you go, you can make bigger circles, more round circles. Noticing how your body feels. Noticing if you're breathing. Rotating the other way, counterclockwise now. Trying our best to create round circles. It's not that easy. Coming back to neutral. For those in cow, changing your knee on top of your other knee, flipping sides. And for those in simple cross-legged, also swapping legs. Starting clockwise. Noticing if one side feels different than the other. This one feels really wild for me. And going the other way, counterclockwise. It's funny how day to day your body shifts. And how movement to movement can feel so different on each side. If we focus on this idea of our body as not just strength, but as balance, can we open ourselves up to different types of healing? Beautiful. Unfurling from whatever your legs are. We're going to come to a table position. The arms are going to come out into Sphinx. And the legs are going to straighten out so that the toes, the top of the toes, are onto the ground. This is a Sphinx posture. Taking the gaze up to the top of your room, you're looking up at the sky. We keep our core engaged, and then we rotate so that our gaze goes to our back toes. The core and the glutes here are so important. Inhaling, looking up at the sky. Exhaling, looking to our toes. Inhaling, looking up at the sky. Exhaling, engaging our core and our glutes here, and lifting up. Are you sitting in this position? Inhale. For those that are finding this difficult, going into cat-cow is totally okay. Exhaling, lifting up. One more round, I promise. I know this is hard. Inhale, up at the sky. Exhale, last rotation. Make it a good one. And releasing. Let's just sit back into a child's pose and allow that to get out of our body. Every step we take here, we want to make sure that we're checking in with each posture. Is one part of your child's pose feeling tighter than the other? Is one shoulder feeling tighter? How can we move today to help find that balance so that you can create room for prana, for life energy, to help float through your body? Coming out of this position, we can either push up into downward dog or just simply come to a forward fold. We lift ourselves up out of this, one vertebrae at a time, until we come to standing. Week over week, I give this little spiel. We are doing classical Hatha sun salutation classic. Follows a little bit of a different flow. We start slow, pick up the speed. At this time, what I want people who have done this flow pretty often is to think about your balance. Are you planting your feet, lifting your shins, resting your knees, lifting your thighs, keeping your hips tucked, increasing and lengthening your chest, keeping your shoulders down, lengthening your chest, chin down, head high, balanced, right? Coming to standing position, arms sweep forward and up and back into a slight back bend. Exhale, our hands prayer as we fold all the way forward. Planting the hands on the ground, right leg steps back, the knee plants, we look up at the sky in a lunge. Exhaling, left and right foot meet plank, knees, chin, and chest come to the ground, bum stays up in the sky. Inhale, sliding forward into cobra. Exhaling, pushing back into downward dog. Inhaling, right leg lifts, steps between the hands, knee plants, eyes up at the sky. Exhaling, left and right foot meet, folding all the way forward. Inhaling, arms sweep up, bend back. Exhaling, hands to heart center. One more time, let's do this. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, hands plant, left leg steps back, knee plants, eyes look up at the sky. Exhaling, left and right foot meet, knees, chin, and chest to the ground, bum up to the sky. Inhaling, cobra. Are your shoulders up by your ears or are they back and keeping your chest bright? Exhaling, downward dog. Inhaling, left leg lifts up, steps between the hands, knees plant, eyes look up at the sky. Exhaling, left and right foot meet, forward fold. Inhaling, arms sweep up, bend back. Exhaling, hands to heart center. Feeling good? Let's do one more round of each side. Inhale, arms sweep. And go back, back bend. Exhale, hand prayer, fold all the way down. Hands plant. Right foot steps back, knee comes to the ground, eyes look up at the sky. Exhaling, left and right foot meet, knees, chin, and chest to the ground. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, right leg lifts, steps between the hands, knee plants, eyes look up at the sky. Exhale, left and right foot meet, forward fold. Inhale, arms sweep up and back. Exhale, hands to heart center. Left side, okay? Inhale. Exhale, breathing. Inhale, hands plant. Left foot steps back, plants to the ground. Eyes look up at the sky here. Inhale, coming into our plank. Knees, chin, and chest come to the ground. Inhaling, we cobra. Nice and bright, everybody. Exhaling, downward dog. We're gonna hang out here for a breath. From here, instead of stepping up so that we get into a forward fold, we're actually gonna lift our left leg up and step it on the outside of our left hand. Knee can stay up in the sky if that feels good, or plant to the ground if that feels good. Hands can stay where they are, or come in a Sphinx position. For those that wish, knee can plant, foot can come up. You can also bind here if you're feeling very freaky. Ooh, I clearly can't. This is lizard. Maybe stick your tongue out too. Planting the hands on the ground. We come into a plank. We're going to do the same on the other side. So taking the right foot up, we step it outside the right hand. Knee can stay up, knee can go on the ground, knee can fold, hands can stay up here, hands can fold forward. Play around, see what feels good. Tongue can stick out, tongue can stay in. One more deep breath, everybody. How is your breath doing? Coming out of this position, planting our hands, and coming back into a plank. Let's just walk our feet towards our hands and come up to a standing position. Moving a little bit slower than usual, maybe not their sun salutations, but going forward, we're going to be really thinking about every single posture and how we're balancing this, opening up our channels. Taking the right foot forward, the left foot comes like not at a full 90 degrees, just a little bit in. We bend our right knee. Right arm comes above the right knee. Left arm comes to the back of the mat. We sit. We have asana in our warrior 2 position. So noticing the body here. Our foot is a down arrow. We're planting our foot into the ground. Our shin is an up arrow. We're lifting our shins up. Our knee is a down arrow. We're using it as support. Our thighs are an up arrow. We're keeping them activated, pulling them for strength. Our hips are aligning, pushing down, and so that you have a neutral, soft pelvis. Our chest and our stomach is an up arrow. We're keeping length in our bodies. Our shoulders are a down arrow, keeping them nice and relaxed. Neck is an up arrow, keeping it elongated. Chin is a down arrow, keeping it relaxed. And the top of the head is if we could lift our head up taller. finding our balance. Beautiful. Kind of leaning a little bit forward here. We're going to go into triangle pose. Triangle is a really difficult pose. It's probably one of the hardest in all of yoga. So keeping ourselves feet rooted here, we're going to reach forward in our mat as if we're going to grab, in my case, maybe a TV remote or a plant. Our hand will come anywhere it wants to. It can be by the ankle, can be on the floor, can be on the shin, up on the knee, whatever feels good. Our knee is going to unbend here. Our arm can come up to the sky, or what I actually found was really nice for my triangle pose is planting my hand on my lower back and rotating it so I could look up to the sky, keeping my chest nice and bright. Making little micro adjustments here so I can find this balance and open up the channel from my lower back to my nose. Coming out of this position, keeping our feet strong, we engage our core and lift ourselves back up. Feet will point forward. We're going to go into a forward fold from here. Any distance that feels good, you can wiggle out a little bit more or wiggle in a little bit more. Arms up to the sky, and we fold prayer all the way forward, hinging at the hips, not jutting the bum out. We fold any way, any amount that feels good. Holding here for at least one more full breath. Coming out of this position, we don't want to lock our knees. We want to keep our knees slightly bent. We're going to push into our feet, engage our glutes, and lift ourselves up. If you're wider than you initially were, like I am, wiggling the feet together a little bit. And this time we're going to point our left foot out front. Our right foot, if it feels good, can be at a 90 degrees or slightly in towards the body. Left knee bends, left arm above left knee, right arm goes to the back of your mat. Gaze can be above the fingers if that feels good. The fingers pointing forward by your knee. And checking ourselves here for our balance test. Feet planted, shins raised, knees calm, thighs activated, hips down and balanced, chest bright, shoulders down, neck high, chin level, head reaching up for the sky. Noticing if this feels like a really different warrior two than what you usually practice. One more deep breath here, making any micro adjustments. From here, reaching forward just by shifting the hips. So it's as if your right hip is going backwards. We lengthen ourselves forwards and rest our hand any point that feels good. Straightening out the left knee, right arm can come above the ear, or if it feels good, can rest on the lower back with the gaze looking up at the sky, chest nice and brightly rotated. Seeing if you can find any micro adjustments to get the most balance here. Bending the knees so you're not dumping your weight into it. We engage the core and lift ourselves out of this position. Feet pointing to the corners of the mat. Feet engaged, shins engaged. Pelvis not tilted outwards, but kind of tucking itself in. We sit into our goddess position. For added spiciness, you go lower. For less spiciness, we go higher. Keeping our arms nice and strong here. Checking ourselves for our balance. Are we keeping everything with a push and a pull? One more full breath. Coming out of this position, not dumping our weight into our knees, pushing into our feet, engaging our glutes. We lift ourselves up, wiggling our feet back together. Lovely. Planting the toes of the left foot on the mat, we spread our toes out as if we're creating roots. Remember, we're thinking about ourselves as a tree today, in breathing in all this life energy, breathing out life energy, purifying, keeping our bodies balanced. Everything is about balance today. So our balanced tree position, very on brand. We plant our left toes. Our right foot can come to the ground by the ankle, can come onto the shin, or into the thigh, whatever feels good. Finding a really still point here in your house, something that's not going to move. We lift our arms up. Our shoulders are down, we're finding our balance, and our hands are engaged as if we're squeezing a block between them. Beautiful. Coming out of this position. Balance changes every day. If you're having a hard time being balanced today, that's so normal. So normal. Spreading the toes of the right foot out as if you're creating roots. Left foot comes to the ankle, to the shin, or up to the thigh. We find a point of focus, or drishti, an area that's not moving. Lifting the arms up. We keep our shoulders down, and we act as if we're squeezing a block between our hands, keeping our hands and arms nice and engaged. Holding here for one more full breath. Breathing in and breathing out. Noticing that in is an up and out is a push. Releasing ourselves, giving ourselves a shake. Feeling good? Coming up from here, we go into a downward dog. Stepping back, giving ourselves a nice foot pedal, noticing if that downward dog is so much easier than you thought it was going to be. We slip forward into a plank, and we lower ourselves to the floor as slowly as we can. Placing the arms alongside the body. What I would love you to do is really think about your hips as the point of balance here. Can you press your hips into the ground as if you could just leave imprints on your mat? We're going to be going to locust, which keeps your balance on your hip bones. Your legs lift up, then your neck, your chest, your ribs, your thighs, and maybe even your tummy. Keeping this super engaged. I know locust is really difficult. You can do it. One more full breath. Push, push, push. And releasing here. Hands push up into another downward dog. Pedaling the feet as that feels good. Feet and hands come together. And we're going to be moving into a simple chair position. Chair can be done two ways, depending on what feels good for your body. The toes can be together, or you can create a little bit of distance between your feet, whatever feels good for you. Lifting the arms up to the sky, we're going to sit in this position. The hips should be kind of tucked in as much as feels comfortable here. Coming from chair, spicy is lower, less spicy is higher. We come to a prayer position. What I'd like you to do is hook the left elbow onto just above the right knee. So we come into a twist here. Adding intensity if you want spicy, releasing intensity if you want less spicy. Switching sides. The right elbow hooks on just above the left knee, not on the knee. When we come to a twist. Seeing your balanced body here, your feet pressing into your shins lifting up or your knees relaxed. Releasing here. Let's come to a seated position. For our folds, you can take it either with crossed legs or if you prefer butterfly position. Lifting our arms up to the sky, we're just going to fold forward any amount. This is a forward fold, this is a forward fold, this is a forward fold, whatever feels good. Breathing in here, breathing out, noticing if your breath feels different than the beginning of your exercise. Coming out of this position by walking the hands towards the body. For those that are in butterfly, I can sit here if this is a nice position to twist for you, or going back into a folded cross leg. Just giving ourselves a simple twist. So left hand, right knee, twisting. Holding for just a full breath. And rotating, so right hand, left knee in a twist. Back to neutral. We are done our physical asana for today. It's interesting because when I started practicing yoga, there were certain postures that I was like, this is a breeze. Like, I don't even see how this is supposed to be difficult. And as I started thinking about these postures, as these push and pulls constantly of aligning my body properly, everything became to be a little bit more difficult. And as I also thought about it in these ideas of these open channels in my body that are of balance, if I can help them get to these points of balance easier by giving energy to them through my breath and through my body, could I align myself, align my thoughts, align my soul, align my body in kinder and more loving ways? So just like we spoke about with the Ida and the Pingala, the two channels that snake up the spine, sorry, one second. We've practiced this breath work prior about the Shiva posture. So you're playing your nose like a flute. The left nostril is the nostril with the moon, your feminine energy. The right nostril is the nostril with the sun, your masculine energy. Ida and Pingala, Hatha, Ida, Pingala, it's always about these ideas of the sun and the moon, this balance. So as we purify ourselves through this balance of our posture, we also purify ourselves through this notion of sending masculine and feminine, sun and moon breath through our bodies to help balance our chakra channels. To do this position, we enter the live long and prosper hand position. Two fingers, your pointer and your middle finger, come into what some people say is where one of the chakras lives. The pineal gland, Bindu, also could be there. The ring finger covers the Ida, the left nostril, and the thumb covers the Pingala, the right nostril. What I want you to do is close the left nostril with your ring finger and breathe in through your right. Closing the right nostril, exhaling through the left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhaling our left. Removing the fingers and just letting yourself breathe here. Allowing that sun and that moon energy, that life energy, that prana, to permeate your body. If there truly is a passageway that links from your nose all the way down to your sacral area and beyond, can you send any healing energy? Can you send helpful, kind, loving energy to your body, to your mind, to your soul? Doing breath work also helps when you blow your nose. For those that wish, you can stay in a seated meditation position for the last portion of the class. For those that also choose, laying back into a Shavasana is also a great option. We've moved through a class today slowly so that we can notice our bodies more. Postural yoga, this idea of this word called asana, we hear it all the time when we study yoga. Asana, the asana flow. Asana, the word, means to sit. Right now, you're doing an asana. The idea of asana is not the idea of movement, but to find a point of balance, a point at which you feel completely relaxed and at ease in each posture. When we think about our bodies as these mechanisms of push and pull as we move through these postures, we find balance, we find asana, we find sitting. When we open up our bodies in these balanced ways, our physical form allows for our energetic form space to function. Things like our circulatory system are so heavily linked with us and our attachment from our bodies to our beyond beings. So the idea that us as these trees, these webs of circulatory energy, of purification, of balance, we are able to really fix a lot of things ourselves. We don't need to go only to Reiki masters to fix and find balance. We have so much internal knowledge and so much that's tied to our breath and our body that we can fix by simply noticing it. You are a perfect web of Ida, Pingala, Hatha, Hum, Thum, sun, the moon. How can you use the sun and this moon that is intrinsically you to find kind, loving balance? How can you see these vortexes of energy in the same beneficial way that you view the way that your intestines work? How they work hard all day, but we don't know because it's subconscious. We don't view it as something that functions so heavily, but of course it does. And if it goes wrong, we feel the repercussions of it. Can we help these things, these subconscious functions, work a little bit easier by finding balance within ourselves? For those that wish, continuing on in seated meditation or Shavasana as they're ready, coming out of it whenever feels good. This is my time for today. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you liked some more philosophy. If it was too much, I feel no way about it, send me a message or send Bump a message, and we can adjust it. I hope you have a beautiful week, and I'll see you all next Tuesday. Thank you, everybody.